Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to LEGO Star Wars 3. And it turns out that the level that was crashing last time, after doing the real-time strategy battle 3 times in a row, then leads to this. So there's actually more gameplay in here. And I don't want to not cover it completely. And see, this looks suspiciously familiar to some of the things we saw in LEGO Star Wars, the complete saga. Can I do this? And now that I've started recording again, the question is this gonna crash again? Or was it simply a case of just that section itself crashing? It makes no sense whatsoever that they would put real-time strategy and regular LEGO levels together. But that being said, this is not. Yeah, this looks exactly like an area we've seen before. It probably is the same area. And so we'll just try to rush through this. This certainly wasn't what I was intending on doing. We're apparently making some kind of See, I can't do anything with the gold. Where's the other one? I'll put that up there. Okay, that just got flown up in the air. I would have preferred if this was the only thing we had done in the levels, just run down a hallway fighting people. This is what all of these real-time strategy levels could have been. This looks like a LEGO game, at least. Sure, there isn't a ton of things in here, and it certainly explains why we couldn't find any collectibles in the overworld section. But why is this the second half of a part of a game, of a level, instead of being just its own level? It's very strange, because it seems like even on top of stretching out the game to hit its marks on levels, they seem to also be pretty consistent about sometimes not having an extra level where they could have had one. Oh, am I supposed to fight all these guys? Or what? Like, what am I doing? Like, I've just found this dead end. I've literally just found a dead end. Oh, maybe this is something. Oh, here's another sleeping guy. Are we just massacring these people? Oh no. I needed to actually break that. And there was nothing pointing me towards that at all. And hop on this, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is the end of the level now. I mean, why would it go even longer? It was easily 15 minutes just to do the strategy part, and we've seen plenty of other levels only take 15 minutes. You did miss a cutscene where these two characters were talking to each other and ignoring Anakin Skywalker. And he was yelling over them, over the radio, telling them, "Listen to me, you need to attack, you need to attack." He wasn't actually saying that, I'm just surmising that's what I assume the noises they were making. And it was kind of awkward that they characterize these two as being very talkative, but frankly, since I haven't seen the cartoon, I can't really speak to whether they are accurately or inaccurately portraying people. And I am really the last person in the world to call anybody else talkative. I talk all day, and I talk to myself all day in the form of recording videos. So, am I supposed to defeat this guy and chop off his head? Because we've seen a droid like him before. See, I don't know if I'm doing something or if I'm just doing something extra. And see, we've got this vehicle flying around fighting us, and that doesn't work. I will fully admit that there's a problem with that, but I wouldn't mind it if it only happened a few times. So yeah, that was just a collectible. And are we supposed to get the droid head, perhaps? I can't even see him. I think that's what we're supposed to do. Yeah, I think we're supposed to come over here and open these elements. So we steal his head and we run around, and we'll see if we can open another one. Interesting. And then I think we're supposed to get in here. We're supposed to actually damage these things? Interesting. This is a new idea. But I imagine that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to damage this. Oh, I really am supposed to get in it. And then can I find a place where I can hit Y? Yes, sir. And then I blow up the reactor. Which, haven't we seen that before in a Star Wars story? Blow up the reactor. And see, so it was supposed to be like a split screen thing where one team was doing one thing and one team was doing the other. And that in itself was another 8 minutes. And of course, no true Jedi. And what a frustration. I guess I'm just glad that hopefully the game has already saved the fact that I've beaten this level. Otherwise, very possibly we're going to hit a rage quit scenario. And we have luckily made it to the point where we have never had to actually quit playing a Lego game. We got very close in Lego Indiana Jones 2 with it crashing. And we got very close here. And so at 8 minutes, there's not enough time really to go and do the other things. The next level. Like, even if the Legacy of Terror was really short, it's not going to be that short. So instead, let's see if maybe we can run around a little bit and see what we can accomplish. I guess it doesn't matter to Oops. Plug this in here. And that, like, we can see all kinds of things. That puts out a hook over here. And so, what is this? Score times 6, which is 10 million studs. We are nowhere close to that, and that is confusing quite a bit because I have not, we're nowhere near that much. There's, looks like we need something to build here. And who is this for? And see, there's supposed to be one over here, and then what have we got over here? And see, we're getting little saves left and right. Alright, this is a target range, so if the game just doesn't lock up, I should be able to. Bunch of characters walking around now. Come on. I can't target them though. Let's go up this elevator. Seems like these elevators are so terribly connected. I mean, seriously, this is just bad level design. Score times 2 at 500,000. So if I could get just 20,000 studs. Could I get 20,000 studs though? That's the question. Is there enough around here? What's this? This is just bringing ships about. And here we've got another platform. Is this the same platform? Yes, it is. So that's helpful. So if I can, let's run around, but we need another 10,000 in the area. So score times 2 is the only thing we can really afford right now. But after we get score times 2, this might be this. Now I wouldn't be able to actually afford the score times 2 already, so I need some more gold bricks. If I hadn't wasted some of my, maybe I need like that sniper rifle guy there. If I hadn't bought the red brick detector, although that being said, if I hadn't bought the red brick detector, then I probably wouldn't have been able to find the score times 2. So I would probably guess all well that ends well. And there's nothing behind that door. And that Lego piece looks like it's breakable, but apparently it isn't. Let's come over here. This is another section we can go into. Darn it. These little hallways don't seem to do much. I imagine they're here specifically for loading reasons, to hide loads. Now this is interesting because I was wondering about the custom characters in particular. This is glow in the dark. Darn it! What? The buttons are all backwards. Well, I'm never going to be able to afford score times 2 at this rate. So, Hero A. Let's see. They've got the code. They've got a lot of different blasters and things. Several different hats. Some of which are silly, but most of which are just stormtroopers. Several different hairstyles, in particular the Goku. Several skin colors that don't occur naturally. I guess particularly for aliens that would be helpful. Several different face painting faces. Several different chest pieces. Here's a girl chest piece that actually is wearing a full length shirt. And then here's two that definitely aren't. And let's see, can we get the muscles that we saw as a gag? No. Interesting. We saw it in the animated section, in an animated cutscene, but we didn't do anything else. We've seen these, certainly. The question is, of course, how do I play and unlock those characters? This is just the worst. It is really the worst layout I've seen for a hub world. Let's see, I guess we could check on our progress here. So, I wonder if these are all bounty hunters frozen in carbonite. Like, bad guys. That might be the case. And that might be how we have to unlock our first bounty hunter. And if that is the case, we may very well find a Jango or a Boba Fett character, and then he would be our ideal person to play as because he can fly around and access bounty hunter doors and in other ways accomplish multiple things. Seems like if this game was running a little bit smoother, I could probably hop on top of these things. Seems like the game even intends for me to be able to do that. But I need 25,000 studs. What was the thing I purchased, by the way? Glow in the dark? Oh, that won't help with the lag, I'm sure. That's an interesting new extra, too. We haven't seen glow in the dark ever used before. No, push this way. Stand here. Seriously? Do I have to use the force on it? Anyways. So maybe Jar Jar is needed. And here's the shirtless clone trooper, but his shirtless skin not available in the custom. I wonder how often that is the case, that there are characters with custom pieces that don't get used later. Here we have some other people in prison, and I imagine what the case is here is we will collect and capture more enemies, and then they'll be available for purchase here. I've already been down this section, but not with the red brick detector, so We should check that out. I'm also looking here and noticing it's been 20 minutes. And I guess the admission I'm gonna have to make to myself is that I blew it by buying the glow-in-the-dark thing. We're gonna have to do another level next recording. Let's see, we still need a ton of gold bricks. But yeah. So let's run there. We haven't found score times 8. We haven't found score times 4. These all might prove themselves to be helpful if we could find them. Alright. This. Oh, you put the garbage there. And then this dumps the garbage out. And then thing score times 4, 2 million. So it goes from 500,000 to 2 million, and that seems very strange that there's that big of an increase considering there's so little to do. Like, if I multiplied all my score for the rest of the gameplay, I'm not sure I'd even have 2 million, because I barely have 500,000 right now. Alright, so I think you have to hit this a bunch of times. If I was to guess, it's a speed bag. See, that's fast build. There we go. Man, if I could just find a couple more purples. Well, wait a minute. I might just made it. When I come up here, is there... Alright, here's a great way, I suppose, to grind out. And notice what we're firing at is a different thing because the ship moved. And so I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out to be a case of it being very necessary to move the ship to a different system, come to that area specifically, and there's like this panel here just makes cars that we haven't even unlocked. So this is like some car racing area. All of this is so unconnected. Completely unconnected. How many different teams were working on this game? What's ironic here is you could just probably do this. Couldn't you? Instead of using Sith force powers on it, like you could just bump the plug close to the outlet. But no, the game won't allow that. It is possible that there's another ship. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. We saw 2 over there on the right. There's 3 back there. There's 2 over there. There's probably 1 over there. And so that's somewhere around 7 already that we're seeing. And if there's 18 of them, maybe there's only 9 on the ship. Well, at least we have score times 2 now. Was there anything more that I could do? It seems kind of silly that they don't have you start the game with this. How much would it cost to purchase this guy? Nearly nothing, really. And if I did purchase him, then I would be able to activate several things that the R2-D2 needs. And so maybe that's where this game goes, is that we have to do that. Of course, I can't afford to purchase everybody. I should just save up my stud count. I suppose the most efficient thing I could do would be to run back over this way to the point where I was shooting to the recreation room where you shoot out at the turret guns, and just do that for several minutes, because I'm down to 1,000 now. We're only at 22% complete, and we've done nearly 2/3 of the story. So I don't know where that. I really don't know where the remaining 78% of gameplay is here, or collectibles. I imagine once we start purchasing characters, which also let's ask this question: if we found things, can we purchase them from the menu? No, we cannot. That's a shame. So now we're up to 8,000. The bridge, I suppose, is a decent location for trying to get your studs back up. Honestly, half of the things in this section would work better if they just had control panels. So if you walked up to a control panel and hit the B button, here's the R2-D2 unit, which I assume he disables the shield completely. And see, I would try to find somebody short so I could go down here and get that purple and get a quick 2,000, 20,000 studs. But I have to kind of just wait till Yoda decides to show up. And wait a minute, actually no, I don't, do I? Because I can just turn into Yoda. And so we've unlocked everything up to a clone trooper, and then the next series of characters, I imagine, will get unlocked in the other run of storyline missions. Let's see. So worst case scenario, if you really needed to grind, you could go into a level, save and exit, then come back out to the level, and always come collect these studs, and this would get you, I imagine, somewhere close to 15 to 25,000 studs. With this, particularly with the score times 2, they will help a little bit more. It's not the best solution in the world, really. It's still, in the long run, it's probably better to go to the recreation room and do that. Just do that little shooting gallery thing. So Legacy of Terror will be the next thing. A lot of things centering around Genosis, which, okay. The systems, when we look at Genosis, we haven't really accomplished anything. When we look at the Rugosa instead, oops, I think I just told the ship to fly to Ragosa. So, it goes the hyperdrive. I do want to point out that the hyperdrive idea is kind of dumb in the Star Wars universe. It destroys an opportunity for characterization where people could be on ships for long times talking to each other. It's something you would definitely not include if you were doing a TV series, and totally throw in as an off-handed thought if. So now we're at Ragosa, and so we can go anywhere we want, and what that really means is kind of nothing, because he's still just gonna fly right here. So that's what the yellow indicator means. It has to do with the minigame, the shooting gallery minigame. Anyways, we're done. 22% even, 13 gold bricks and 3 red bricks. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, please click on the links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.